Last time in the Boruto anime, the prison break finally gets executed as Team 7 join forces to tactically beat Benga in an episode that did not manage to live up to some fans' expectations. Today, the finale of the castle break begins. Yo, what's going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're reviewing the latest episode of the Boruto anime, the finale of the Mujina Bandits castle portion of the arc. So it's only fitting, I think, today that today's question of the day is, of course, now that the castle portion is finished, what do you guys make of it? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Did it not? Is it somewhere in the middle? Did it? You enjoyed it, but it didn't quite fill up to some of your expectations, because I'm sort of in there. Say if this is like rock bottom, this is the top, somewhere like here's the middle, I'm sort of like here. Like, I didn't love it, didn't hate it, just sort of, yeah, I'm around here. I think that's where I'd have to place myself. Also, be sure to leave a like on the video as well, and subscribe if you're not ready to become a member of the Senpai Squad. So this episode gave us the long-awaited fight of Team 7 versus Tsukiyo. This fight, if I'm honest, wasn't quite as good as I expected, but it's weird. My mind sort of doesn't know what to think, because part of me is like, this is the finale of an arc, we should be getting this incredible fight which we've been used to for the majority of the Boruto anime. But then the other part, the realistic part of me, is like, well, technically we're not at the end of an arc, so to expect this golden production of a fight is probably quite unrealistic. Saying that though, the fight wasn't terrible, it wasn't brilliant either, it wasn't this incredible piece, it was just sort of above decent, around good. There was some really nice cuts in it, I'll be honest. At times the animation did look really, really good. And to be honest, the soundtrack as well, there was some OSTs in there, which I don't think I've heard for quite a while. Like, we're going back into the, like, Mitsuki arc days since I've heard some of those tracks. But other than the fight not being quite as well animated as my stupidly high expectations, let's be honest, would have wanted, that's my only real nitpick I can sort of think of on the episode. We were introduced to a brand new jutsu as well in this episode, and it's a weird one again because it was a creative jutsu, but at the same time you could argue that not really. It was sort of combining the Nara clan's jutsu, like Sarada pointed out, and that old clone technique jutsu that the Akatsuki used during the Gara retrieval mission arc. And you know what? I'm all for it. I liked it. People will say and people will argue that it wasn't creative enough, but I beg to differ. I think having the creative mind to combine two jutsus like that, not saying that's exactly what they did. I don't think sat in Studio Period office they thought, right, we'll take this jutsu and this jutsu, bosh, sorted. I'm not saying that's exactly what they did, but regardless, the creative mind to do something like this, I thought it was really, really fun, really interesting, really, really creative, and like I said, I'm all for this jutsu. Considering it's a brand new jutsu which we've never ever seen or learnt or anything about before, I thought it got fleshed out pretty well in the short amount of space that it had in this episode. The way in which Tsukiyo was defeated as well was pretty cool, quite nostalgic in fact. I just wish we'd got to hear what I'd argue is the iconic Quick side note on the use of the Boruto stream, I really liked the attention to detail with Sarada in that specific scene, because we see her activate her Sharingan to, boom, copy Mitsuki's Gale Wind Palm so that she could participate in the attack. Now this is huge because I've always had a problem with the Sharingan, okay? Like, for example, Kakashi. Mr. I've copied 2,000 jutsu in my lifetime, but I shall only use 5. And then Sasuke, I don't understand how he's not the most broken human being ever to walk that planet. Like, when he's been given the job of fighting literal aliens, you'd think he would have walked around the village. Like, he's quite, you know, as long as you're a slightly sociable Uchiha, you should be the most broken person in the world. Like, he should be going up to Naruto saying, listen, if you're getting me fighting aliens, I at least want a massive Rasengan. Give me something, a Rasen Shuriken. I need it. Like, I'd even be just walking around the village going up to all the different students going, Iwabe, Earth style? I'll have some of that. Like, Sasuke's training sessions with Kakashi should have been so easy. Like, he should have just been like, oh, Sasuke, I'm going to teach you the tutorial. But in fact, I'm not going to teach you it, just look at it. Look at it in all its glory. You've got it, sound. Let's get to the tuning exams. But anyway, enough with my little off-topic Sharingan rant. Yes, it was nice to see Sarada use her Sharingan like that. I just hope it doesn't get forgotten and that she actually uses it at some point in the future in a long distant anime only arc, that she uses it for whatever reason. They have done this in the past when she copied that lightning ball technique back in the Mist arc. We then saw her use it in the tuning exams and maybe a couple times since then as well. So I'm hoping that level of attention to detail, which honestly, some may think it's only something little, but something like that reoccurring in a distant anime only arc 40 episodes from now will be a massive positive for whatever episode that jutsu is next used in. Either way, it was good to see some of Boruto's more Hyuga side of him in that final blow. But of course, the death of Tsukiyo didn't quite go to plan. He drags Kokiri down into the wild sea current with him, and this is where the episode starts to garner that wow factor that I was really hoping for. Kokiri comes up from the water, all thanks to the fact that, like we learned, he is a great swimmer. And straight away when he came up, I started to have a few alarm bells started to go off. I thought, for someone who is such a wuss, such a crybaby, he's come up out of that water way too calm. But Sai and the other members of the police force also then start to turn up, and they all go home. Happy days, mission accomplished. So, Shojoji, the leader of the Mujina Bandits arc, was in fact Tsukiyo all along, which I remember calling way back, along with a lot of you guys as well, during episode 1 of this arc. So everyone who predicted that, give yourselves a tap on the back. I'm quite proud of that one. But while underwater with Kokiri, Tsukiyo knows he's going to die, so he does, in sheer panic really, he eats Kokiri and takes over everything about him, from memories to abilities, the lot. And therefore, even though Shojoji himself may not have been this expertise swimmer that Kokiri was, because he took over everything from Kokiri, he literally just becomes Kokiri, essentially transfers his own little consciousness into Kokiri and adopts everything about him. He was able to take over that incredible swimming skill of Kokiri in order to save himself. And therefore that means Shojoji was able to walk freely back to the Mujina Bandits hideout, presumably now to begin their big final plan. It was a very worthwhile twist, a great one as well. I don't think we've had a plot twist of that degree that good in the Boruto anime, I'd say, since the reveal of Inoki's betrayal way back in the Mitsuki arc. And talking of betrayal, it does still fit into that reoccurring theme of Boruto's anime of betrayal. Yes, he wasn't necessarily betrayed by Kokiri, but you know, the theme of Momoshiki's prophecy ever since that arc, really, every anime only arc has had the same sort of recurring theme somewhat of that someone Boruto loves and is trying to protect betrays him. In this case, he didn't necessarily betray him, but he still loved him, still tried to protect him, and in the end, he still died. Because like I said, what was Momoshiki's prophecy? You will one day lose everything. Overall, I think I'm going to leave my review to end here. A good way to end off the episode. I don't think it was the best episode overall. However, that final, I'd say 3, 4, 5 minutes was the wow factor, like I said, that this arc desperately needed. That 5 minutes was exactly the type of content I was hoping for from this arc. So I can happily say that although I was thrown a bit of a huff and a puff last week with the episode, I can walk away from this castle portion of the arc somewhat excited and happy, and I can definitely walk away from this episode with a huge grin on my face that I can't wait till next week, because we're finally jumping into the 100% manga content. I can't wait. But thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys in another video very, very soon. But until then, as always, peace.